So this is the first Heist artist-to-artist chat ever in the history of the label. This is not the first time we speak together, though.
No, no.
Ben Crackazat, one of the artists that keeps coming back to our label. Now we have a special day because you don't even have this.
No, I can't wait though. Please send it over. I need it.
This is your new record.
Mm-hmm.
It's also here.
Yeah, I can see. Wow.
The wall next
Wow.
to DJ Sneak and
Mm-hmm.
one. So your In the Sky record is coming out today, and I'd love to chat about that with you for a bit.
Me too.
So as I said, this is your fourth Heist record. If you look back on the past releases, starting with Alpha in 2021, if you look at the evolution of your sound with those EPs, with the EP, with the Mucha and your Senses mini LP that you did last year, what's your take on the Crackazat sound on Heist?
Well, I think that when I work with a label like Heist, yes, you can say it's about developing my sound, but really I like to look at it as developing our sound. You know, we find a sound together that's a mix of what you guys do and what I do. And you know, when you enjoy working with a label and collaborating as I do with you guys, you want to pursue that and kind of take yourself on a little journey and explore as much of that as you can. So I think that by the time I'd done my third release review, which was Senses, that was something that I remember you telling me for that third EP, let's do something a bit bigger. So that was your initiative, and as soon as you said that, I had the idea to, yeah, of course, let's go further. So yeah, I think that yes, sure, my personal sound has developed. But in terms of my sound developing with you guys, I would like to see it as being just more explored. What the kind of foundation that we established with the first EP, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that was a good one to start with. I remember we were all super excited, and I'm not sure how people respond when you play it live or in the club, but I guess Alpha is still pretty recognizable. I know that whenever we play it, people still love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, that track has been, you could say, in quotes, successful for as a dance track or as a house track. Yeah, no, it is amazing, and you know, it's funny because with a track, people say, you know, sometimes you don't know what your biggest tracks are going to be, and to be honest, it's true. You don't know. And you listen back to it and you have your own reflections. But no, for sure, it's amazing to have a track like that, and to be associated with you guys for that track is a joy. Yeah.
So what I like about working with you is that we can be really specific and go really deep on sonic ideas for a track. So you send over a demo, and that might be like a 2-minute snippet and some ideas, and you'll already have like an accompanying text where you say, hey, I'm exploring this, I'm thinking about this. Listen to it, and we let it simmer, and we come back with our perspective on that. And what I really enjoy is how you take that feedback and turn it into something amazing. Because for this EP in particular, I feel like you've done an amazing job at going deeper into different little pockets of your sound. So where you could say that In the Sky is kind of in the realm of Alpha, and the other two tracks are completely different. So for Dark, for instance, where I see that a lot of people like that one, there's some piano and African influences in that. Now I know you're also really popular in South Africa, in particular. Did that play a role in how you developed that track?
Oh, can I tell you how I developed that track? Yeah. Well, I've been to South Africa twice over the last couple of years, and it's really funny because I wouldn't have made that track specifically a year ago. My last trip there, I took some time both when I was there before and after to really delve into not just their perception of deep house, or of originated from either US or Europe, that they're doing their own spin on, but also to dive a bit more into stuff like Amapiano, and also the newer genres like three step. And it draws a lot of parallels. It's bass music, Amapiano especially, regardless of how poppy it can get or people's opinion of it, it's still a really interesting foundation. It's bass music, which reminds me a lot of, coming from England with drum and bass, jungle and dubstep and those kind of things. So finding on piano, finding stuff like the log drum, that's really popular sound there, the same way that piano stabs is something that I do, from my influence from the UK or from house or whatever. It's another thing. And I've just been lucky enough to be around it or listening to it enough that I feel like, okay, I want to have a go experimenting with this, because that's also my curiosity as well as an artist.
Yeah, I think that also that's really nice to hear, and I think that also connects very well with what you do on Heist, because I think curiosity is something we talk about a lot, and it's also something we love to take as a basis for the approach that we have with our recurring artists. So like yourself, where we say, okay, you've done this in the past, we don't necessarily want to repeat that. Let's see how we like deepen the sound or find new angles of that Crackazat sound on Heist in this instance. So yeah, that sounds super inspiring. And I know from our trips that we've made to South Africa that the crowds are crazy about deep house.
Yes.
So I know they love your sound. So that's really cool to hear that you take that back and turn it into something new with a record like this.
Yeah, no, it's a great privilege.
So I know this is a tough question. There's 3 tracks on this EP. There's In the Sky, there's Burning, and there's Dark. Which one's your favorite and why?
Okay, so I'm just I love all of them, but I'll flat out say that In the Sky is special to me, because that was originally a demo from about, I'm thinking like maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
So I wrote that track a long time ago, and to those chord stabs I've had in my head for 10 years, and the lyrics as well, or the vocal hook. So yeah, that's special to me because it is amazing to pick out something old when you figure out you might have a space, you might have a place to put it in your current, in the job you've got laid out in front of you. So that's why it's special to me.
So that's funny because you picked that one, because it was the one that when you sent through the demos, you were like, yes.
Yeah.
Because it's so recognizably you. That makes it nice that it's that's already a concept from 10 years ago, because that means that although you've evolved as an artist, like you have that core sound that's so recognized, which I think is strong for fans to just instantly recognize a Crackazat song on the dance floor or on the radio.
That would be great.
Yeah, so that's nice to hear. And so also that vocal chop that you spoke of, because in your earlier productions you didn't use your own voice yet, you didn't sing yet. So, and obviously In the Sky, this is all you, and on your last EP, Senses, it was a lot of your own voice on there. So you've really started to use that as an instrument or as part of your productions. What made you decide to just go for it? Because I can imagine that using your voice is one of the most fragile and challenging things to do in your own music. because you can kind of hide behind a synthesizer, but when you use vocals, you're just laying it out there. What made you go for that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a big question, and I'll try and unpack it as quickly as I can. I think there are a couple of factors. The one element is that I've always, since I started making music, I've always been interested in writing lyrics and songs. That's been an absolute given. So writing vocal hooks or whatever has always been something I've done. The second thing is in the last, say I've been making music for 20 years, the ability to treat and embellish and produce your own vocals has changed completely. And my skills as a producer. So I'm able to record myself singing and then use stuff like even simple things like auto-tune or really good effects, or I've learned how to treat vocals better, that I can get them to first of all to a standard that I'm happy with. You know, I didn't really think I could do that in the beginning, or I was more interested in working with singers. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is there have been little breadcrumbs of me singing, even in my first album. So maybe it's not been on Heist, but when I started out on Local Talk, my first album, Crescendo, 2015, I think I was singing on about three of those tracks, really.
Okay.
So, but you're totally right. Like it's not on Alpha, and it's not on a lot of my releases. But I'm in a place now where I feel like I have command over my skills as a producer, that I can put those vocals in, and it will embellish the dance music, because in the end it's a Heist is a house label and a dance label. So unless you're looking to make massive commercial dance pop tracks, the role the vocals will play, it could be on the smaller side.
Yeah, well, everybody loves a good house vocal, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's nice to hear. And you talk about your mastery as a producer, but obviously it also takes some willpower and control to master your voice as a singer,
for sure.
Which you clearly do. So I really like that dimension you've added to your music, and
Thank you.
Definitely on In the Sky, it comes out really nicely. So switching to a bit of a different topic.
Let's go.
You are obviously from the UK, but you've lived in Sweden for a long time now. Do you feel like that has had an effect on the type of music you produce or the way you approach clubbing?
It's a mad question, right? Because I'm like, what if I've lived here for like what 13 years? What if I'd been living in the UK for like 13 years? Would I have been more prone to following whatever was the newest trend or whatever was the most popular? Because I can say, first of all, that living here hasn't influenced my music, so to speak. I think at all. It's kind of kept what I took from, or what whatever juice I absorbed, in my teenage years. It's kind of kept somewhat isolated. Which is, and I remember that period really clearly, and I've observed from a distance any new kind of electronic genres, but in some ways not engaged with that much. So I would say that Sweden hasn't influenced me much at all in terms of electronic music. In other areas like folk music or jazz, I think Sweden's quite has been inspiring to me. But no, it hasn't. And no, it hasn't. And I've definitely kept something from the UK with me, living here. And that's kind of been my inspiration, is my memories and influences as a young boy. Yeah.
As a teen raver.
Yeah.
That's nice. And you have kids as well?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
I know that my kids are very particular about the music they listen to.
How so?
What the music culture is in Sweden, but my Spotify goes crazy over a very broad range of songs these days.
Yeah. Go on, tell me. What are they listening to?
So they go from Dua Lipa to the most weird niche uploaded poopy songs.
Classic.
And the YouTubers that start making music and are very keen of autotune and just weird stories about whatever random game is popular at that moment. That's very broad, but to be fair, they also like my music. So
great. Box ticked.
Yeah, box ticked. How's that for you?
I mean, I produce on headphones a lot. I do work from home. It's more, it's over the years, it's been not something they hear, more than something they feel that I do, right? So it's how they feel how what it gives me and the energy it gives me to do this, which I'm lucky to do. And if I'm putting any love and care into the music, then they'll pick up on that too. It should be part of who I am, not too far removed from my values as a human. But if I make a big album like Evergreen or something like that, or Senses as well, then I'll play it out a bit more at home and like celebrate it a bit more. But otherwise than that, it's day in, day out. As you know, when you travel, that's when they understand that it's more real.
Yeah, true.
It's actually like I'm going to play now.
I think that I was thinking about this the other day when my eldest son, he's turning 10 next week, started singing one of the melodies of a track we're making for our new album.
Right.
I was like, hey, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
pick it up. So obviously, I like you do as well. You say, okay, you play out some music just to get the feel of, hey, how does it sound in this speaker, or how do the transitions work if I go from one track to the other? And I always like it when to see what kind of element from the music they pick up. So
yes,
that's like a vocal or a melody or a feeling.
Yeah,
and it helps me, finish the songs, or it helps me gather my own opinion on what the song needs.
Yeah.
Especially for melody heavy music like you do as well. Like something gets stuck in your head, right? So
yeah. I was going to say that. I mean, if I made like industrial techno, then
nice.
Yeah. Then I'm not sure if there'd be much melody to discuss there. But that's not what that music's about. But yeah, no, it's short. Yeah, playing stuff at home, whatever, or through Spotify. Yeah, you're engaging with dance music as a loop and as a kind of as a hook, or it's not loud in the club where you can kind of feel it through the subs and you've had a drink or whatever. It's for sure there's that element to dance music which we're all trying to manage alongside playing it in the club. Well, that's been going on for a while now, but that's what we're all trying to do.
And what about your partner? Does she like the how into this is she actually?
I've been playing that EP out a little bit at home, and I think like there's for this one there's an immediacy, like a kind of a slap. It's just straight to the point with this, especially something like Burning. It's just kind of like start wiggling and going a bit crazy as soon as you hear it.
Right. Well, I mean, Burning especially, it kind of taps into that more proggy sound that's very current in the clubs these days.
Yeah.
Like, even though you might not be in the club that often, and in Sweden, house music is still very niche. But with that track, I think you've managed to capture the vibe of current times really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Hey, okay, listen. So we're gonna go into the final part of this little chat. I loved what we've talked about so far. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a very quick, like rapid fire of options to go for.
Okay.
There are no wrong answers. And we might keep everything, or we might cut some stuff out. Let's see.
Yeah. See how much of like a true DJ, or if I'm just like a producer in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you the first one. This is going to be improvised because it's not on my list. But talking
Yeah.
about DJing, okay, sync or not sync
How so? You mean
as a DJ, like on the CDJ?
Oh, okay. Both. Yeah.
Right. That's a very politically correct answer.
Yeah.
Okay. In music production, solos or chords?
I love both, but chords is how I pay the rent.
True. Solos is for musicians. Chords is for paying the rent.
Yeah.
Lead or bass?
Okay. So this is interesting. Lead is something I do play a lot of lead, but bass is where I started out. I'm a bassist, so bass.
Bass. That's good one. Stick with your guns. Percussion or melody?
Melody. In what we do, melody needs percussion. Percussion doesn't need melody necessarily. Percussion.
Nice. Okay, this might be a tough one. Rhodes or Moog?
Okay, so I said chords earlier, so I'm going to have to say Rhodes. Yeah. You can play solos on a Rhodes too.
Okay, this one will define how British you actually are. Coffee or tea?
Okay, so yeah, I mean I'm gonna have to say coffee now. So sorry, UK. Coffee it is for me.
Quincy Jones or Herbie Hancock?
Oh, you swear word. I really want to swear at you right now. I hate you so much. I can't. I literally can't answer this. It's. Darn you. I'm going to say personally for me, Herbie Hancock for most of my life. Why I started Quincy Jones. So I think for the risks that Quincy took I know Herbie did it as well. But where I am right now and my ambitions for music and for jazz and pop, I will say Quincy right now. In memory of Quincy. Sorry, Herbie. I love you, Herbie.
We'll send this out to everyone, and then we can see how.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, everyone hears Herbie. Hopefully, I play what Herbie does every single day.
Both legends. There's no wrong answers, right? Well done. Okay, to sample or not to sample?
Challenge yourself to not sample. And tackle the questions that arise from having to do it yourself.
Nice. Okay. England or Sweden?
Another impossible question. Oh, God. Well, yeah, it's. I literally can't answer that. I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question. I owe Sweden. I owe them both like equally amounts for like different parts of my life. So yeah, I mean, this is a work call, right? So UK, privately, Sweden. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Clubbing in the UK for sure. Over. Okay, this is gonna be an easy one. Heist, free range.
Break it up. You breaking up. Sorry.
Yeah. Weird. Oh, sorry. I didn't. I was gonna find a different question, but this just ended up here in my notes. So.
Oh really? Oh God. What are the chances? Yeah,
that's crazy. Okay, that was it. This was amazing, Ben.
Good fun.
Really nice to chat to you about this. And congratulations on another amazing EP on Heist. Let me show.
Thank you, Martin.
So this is still, I'll show this. The package is coming your way.
Oh, lush. I love that color.
Yeah, really well done. So
tasty.
Out now on our Bandcamp web shop and all your favorite shops on streaming. And I hope everybody will enjoy the music as much as we did. And thanks for the chat, Ben.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me on Heist. It's a pleasure.
right, man. Speak soon.